Turn up the AC hot takes. You know what it is. It's your boy Fidos Jr. Vargas Dynasty going up. Don't act like you don't know. We're the only three brothers that really running shit in the boxing game. You know?
Welcome to another installment of Turn Up the AC Hot Takes with Reason on a solo edition. Now we're gonna jump right into this one. Inoue and Ramon Cardenas put on a show. They absolutely saved boxing this weekend. And shout out to Ramon Cardenas, because that boy showed out, showed up. He took a L, but he definitely gained some fans because of stuff like this.
Cardinz trying to turn over that sweeping left foot. There's Inoue with him against the
There you have it right there. Ramon Cardenas dropped Inoue in round 2. He caught him with a strong left hook. Inoue made some corrections, got going in the middle rounds, and had a knockdown of his own in round 7.
to shoulder.
4 right hands land. In a row, Cardenas absorbs them, still upright. That's willpower. Inoue isn't chasing.
And then he got the ref to stop the fight in round 8. Some people might call it a premature stoppage, and I do kind of agree with that a little bit to an extent. But at the same time, in those middle rounds, I thought rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7, Inoue started putting a beating on Cardenas. And whether or not he was actually hurting him, he was overwhelming him. 6, 7, 8 punch combinations, and ultimately the ref, had to protect Cardenas from himself, and he stopped the fight in round 8, which means Inoue is still undefeated, 30-0 at 27 knockouts, and you can't have him any lower than number 2 in the pound-for-pound list. And currently, I'm going to put him number 1 based off what he did on Sunday night. I got Inoue as the number 1 fighter in the world. I got Usyk number 2 and Terrence Crawford at number 3. Those are my top 3 pound-for-pound fighters. So let's talk about this fight, man. Shout out to Ramon Cardenas, very little known to the average fan. And truthfully, this is the first real fight I've watched from Ramon Cardenas, and I can tell you this, it won't be the last fight I watch from him, because this man showed up. And a lot of times when fighters face someone the caliber of an Inoue, or for example, William Skull this past weekend when he fought Canelo, like a lot of these guys, when they don't get no type of no one's giving them a chance to win. Sometimes they can just show up for the paycheck and just try to survive. And that's what William Skull did against Canelo on Saturday night. He just tried to go 12 rounds with Canelo. Didn't really try to do anything at all. Did a lot of running around the ring. And Ramon Cardenas did the exact opposite of that tonight. He didn't show up for the check. He didn't show up to survive. He showed up to go out on his shield if that was what's going to happen. And he really took the fight to Inoue. He dropped Inoue. I think he hurt Inoue a couple of times. Just the skill wise, it was just a little too much of a gap in talent and skill wise. And I think that's ultimately what got Inoue going. And let's get into it, man. So round 1, I gave to Inoue. I thought it was it wasn't too much crazy going on. But round 2, that's when things really, really got going, because before the fight, Timothy Bradley, shout out to him. Sometimes I don't always agree with what he says, but he had a nice little breakdown before the fight. And he was talking about when Inoue drops his hands. He leaves his right side open for a hook, leaves his left side open for, for shots. And during that breakdown, Timothy Bradley was talking about how he's leaving that open and he can get caught and potentially, go down. And that's exactly what happened in round 2. Shout out to Cardenas, because his game plan was what it was. And Inoue tried to rush him, He threw a couple punches and then tried to keep coming at him. Never put his hands back up, and Cardenas timed it out, caught him with a strong left hook, dropped him. And, Inoue does what Inoue does. It's the second time he's been dropping his career, and both times he got dropped, he got up and eventually stopped the guy who knocked him down. So shout out to Inoue for that. After 3 rounds, I had Cardenas up 2 rounds to 1 with the point deduction for the knockdown. So what is that, 20 to 18. After 3 rounds, I had Cardenas up. No, I lied. I take that back. He was up 19 to 17. After 3 rounds, I had him up 2 rounds to 1 with the point. So he was up by 2 after 3 rounds. And that was the last round I gave to Cardenas, was round 3. Because round 4, Inoue put a beating on him. Inoue dominated round 4. Inoue, I thought, won rounds 4, 5, and 6, and then he got the knockdown in round 7. So even if you gave, I saw some people talking about how it was a premature stoppage and they had Cardenas winning the fight. I definitely understand it being very, very close, but in no way after round 7 was Cardenas winning the fight. Because even if he won the first 3 rounds, let's say for the sake of argument, he won the first 3 rounds and he's up 30-26 because of the point for the knockdown. That means, look, Inoue won rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7 with the point deduction for the knockdown in round 7. So after 7 rounds, the closest it could have been for Cardenas was him being down by 1 point. And that's the score I had after round 7, was Inoue leading by 1 point. I gave Inoue rounds 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with a knockdown, and I gave Cardenas rounds 2 and 3. I could see easily you could give Cardenas round 1 and have him up, like I said, 3-0. But even if that was the case, he's still losing by a point by the time round 7 is completed, because Inoue got the knockdown. And so let's talk about the potential early stoppage. Well, the ref before round 8, I believe he told Cardenas, show me something. You're taking a beating. You gotta show me something. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to stop the fight. And he didn't show enough for the ref. Inoue is overwhelming. Cardenas said it in the post-fight. He said that Inoue is just an overwhelming fighter. It wasn't so much his power. It's just he throws 6, 7, 8 punch combinations. Don't give you a chance to like throw anything back. You're just on the defense trying to, trying to dodge everything, because he's just constant, and the work rate is up there. And that's what it sounded like. What makes Inoue so great is the fact that he throws so many punches. And shout out to Cardenas though, because that left hook he had, he did his homework when it came to throwing that left hook in there when he was fighting Inoue. And shout out to Inoue, because after he got dropped and after round 3 or 4, he made the corrections. Oh, it's actually in round 4, it was the first time the correction really showed itself of what Inoue was doing. After he got dropped with that hook, Inoue started realizing that Cardenas was trying to counter him and punch when he's punching. And Inoue took advantage of that. He figured it out. He would throw a 1-2, get out of range, expecting, the comeback from Cardenas. And after he got out of range, he would come back in and throw a couple more punches. And I think there was a portion in the 4th round where Inoue did that beautifully. He threw a 1-2, and then he jumped back out of range, and Cardenas threw something or tried to throw something. And when he stepped out of range and Cardenas tried to come up and throw something, Inoue caught him with a left hook. And that was just, the correction that I noticed that Inoue made. And he wasn't getting hit with that left hook anymore. He maybe got hit once or twice after he got dropped in the 2nd round with that left hook. But after that, Inoue made the corrections, smart IQ, boxing IQ. He made the corrections, and, he ended up breaking down Cardenas after that. So I just wanted to drop my thoughts and salute to Ramon Cardenas and Naoya Inoue, because they absolutely saved this weekend of boxing. Cinco de Mayo weekend was supposed to be lit of boxing. There was cards Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And both cards overall on Friday and Saturday were definitely underwhelming. So shout out to Inoue and Cardenas for saving boxing this weekend. They absolutely showed out. They by far had the best fight of the weekend. And shout out to Inoue, man. I'm looking forward to what's next. He's looks like he's going to have a mandatory in September. He's fighting MJ. I don't want to butcher homeboy's name, but as we go forward, we're going to talk about that some more. Those of you who follow the lower weight classes know who MJ is. Just look him up, the mandatory at 122. We'll talk about it a little bit more as we move forward and get closer to the fight. But shout out to Inoue. He's, to me, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. And I'm looking forward to what's next from him. He's got power, throws punches and bunches, and he's definitely a fan-friendly type of fighter. And he goes in there and basically knocks out everybody. He's 30-0, 27 knockouts. Once again, I'm also looking forward to what's next for Ramon Cardenas, because he absolutely gained some fans in the fight with Inoue, myself included. I'm looking forward to what's next for him, and I cannot wait to see who he goes up against next, to see, what he can do, because I think he can give a lot of people some trouble, especially if he shows up the way he did for Inoue. So I just wanted to drop my thoughts and salute to Inoue for what he did. Great performance of the weekend. Still, to me, he's the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I got Usyk number 2 with Terrence Crawford at number 3. Looking forward to what's next for Inoue, and definitely what's next for Cardenas, because they put on a show, and I just wanted to salute them. And yeah, man. So until next time, this has been Reason. Turn up the AC Hot Takes. Go ahead and drop your comments. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you thought of the fight. Do you think the ref stopped it too early? Do you think he should have let Cardenas continue to fight? Or do you think it was a good stoppage? And what do you want to see next for Inoue? And do you want to see something from Cardenas next? What do you want to see from him? Because he definitely earned some fans, in my opinion. And so until next time, this has been Reason. Turn up the AC Hot Takes. And we're out.